What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is I Am Magic. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is TSM Player. The map is Marsh. This game is from 2018, I believe. So 5 years ago, back when both of these players were in hot form. Not exactly sure if it was part of a tournament. I think it was either a tournament or a show match. Definitely a worthwhile series to go and have a watch. It's available over at rtssanctuary.com. That's with a little hyphen between RTS and Sanctuary. So, yes, an exciting time to be alive. This is back before we had a lot more information about builds and everyone playing super hyper efficiently. We're seeing Magic going for a very heavy food start here before moving over onto the gold mine. He's going to be getting a lot of value out of having his villagers strictly on hunt here. And he's done a big scout here to try and figure out what's on the map. We take a quick look over at what TSM Player is doing. You can see he's gone for the 3 on wood. He's got 5 on food. This is was a very, very standard build way back in the day where players would put 5 villagers on food at the start. We've now realized nowadays that there's actually no reason to send all your villagers to food at the very beginning of the game. You don't need to. It's better to get yourself some early wood so you can throw up some extra granaries and get yourself the gold income a little bit earlier so you can get that temple down without too many issues. What ends up happening a lot of time, we're actually seeing something interesting here. Maybe this villager is going to gold, maybe it's not. But this build here from TSM Player was a very, very standard build. I think it dates back to like AOM King's time, where he would go, I think he went something like 4 villagers on food, 3 villagers on wood. No, 4 villagers on... I actually can't remember. I think it was 4 villagers on food, 4 villagers on wood, 3 villagers on gold. And he ended up getting all of his technologies before even clicking advance. And he would go for like a 5-15 advance with that all. And this looks really, really similar. I'm interested to see if he does end up getting all of those. I'm just going to test fate. I don't think we've got observer commands. We do not have observer commands. That's sad. 2018 recorded game means we're on Vibly Balance patch 2.0. And the observer commands were not added into the maps until fairly recently, actually. As we do see that temple is just about to come up. Magic wanting to get a very, very fast advance time here. Looking like he's going for a 4:02 advance time. No monument. Very, very bold here. Going through, he wants to throw up a town center really, really early. This forward town center is going to be a good one. This is super nostalgic. I'm not going to lie. Super nostalgic here to see this from Magic. This was a build he used to do a ton back in the day, and his idea was effectively, so long as he gets the town center up early, it doesn't really matter what happens, because he can just chop down this tree line with everyone and get himself Shadoof and then have a really, really big boom on the back of it. Getting the town center up as fast as possible was a real way forward for Ra back in 2008, and he's getting his monument to the villagers up. It's going to take him about 2 minutes to be able to get himself Shadoof after this, but there's apparently not that much of a rush to make that happen. As you can see, he's still got the water buffalo in his base. He's going to be getting this gold income very, very shortly, grabbing that town center up very shortly as well. As we see Magic going to be moving forward with this Pharaoh, going to start harassing these villagers, and TSM Player wants nothing to do with this. He bolts that Pharaoh down. I think that there was access to shifting sands on villagers in patch 2.0. Could be wrong. Magic was going for that cheese, sending forward his Pharaoh to immediately shifting sands a handful of villagers back to the base. We do see a barracks coming up here for Magic super early, as the priests are going to be moving forward here. This is incredibly wild for Magic. He's going 3 priests out of the temple. He's starting to go for a barracks here, as Hermes is on the way for Player. Super, super delayed, super late. Honestly, it looks kind of like if this was today's day and age, you'd probably be seeing Magic having to deal with like 3 town centers coming up straight away here. as the Priest and the Wadjet moving forward, Magic pulling back, Magic just trying to get to the classical age so that he could potentially ceasefire a Shifting Sands coming through on his villages so he doesn't lose them. That was a fairly common defense against said strategy, as the Priests are going to be starting to move forward, looking for a little bit of pressure here. The 5-minute advance comes through for TSM player. The centaur pops out. Priest swinging around the bottom side of the map. We do see the Wadjet scouting around. Lots of relics on the map with Pygmalion's statue and everything else. We do see the Priest over here checking out that temple. As the Spearman searching around, trying to find where the hunt is. Remember, Ra players, most of the time, the entirety of their map is going to be left unscouted. As the Jason coming in, got to be really careful about this, because this was super abusive back in the day. What you would do is you would get the hero and the villagers and Shifting Sands back into your base, but it looks like he misses the villagers there, and he just gets the Jason. That Jason's also going to potentially walk out of this base. We might see Magic go for a little bit of a building block here. Looks like he doesn't go for it. He's going to pick up the relic, try and steal that one away, as the Jason trying to retreat out of here. The tower will be finishing that one off. Magic does manage to kill off one Jason in that early stages of the game, but things incredibly dangerous moving forward here. Do we see an armory coming down just yet for Magic? No armory, so he is staying very heavily on this one town center, playing as Ra in this game, as so too is TSM player. No, he's not going to be grabbing that town center 6 minutes into the game here. And we'll see how Magic's going to be retaliating against that, as the villagers moving back into their home base. So they have themselves any sort of upgrades. We do see husbandry that is coming through. Second town center now on the way for Magic. This is so bizarre to see this game getting played out like this. Not only that, this Odysseus more than likely can sit here and start flinging arrows away at that gold mine, as the villagers, Pharaoh, trying to get this town center up. The Odysseus and the Centaur are going to be a really, really big problem coming forward here in this one. Now, if you're playing, we'll see what Magic's going to do here. He would, if this was Squash would normally just retreat his Pharaoh back and be completely fine here. With the town center getting up whenever he needs it. We see the Priest coming through here to empower that one up, as well as the Pharaoh gets back on there and finishes the job off there. So the town center also comes up for player. Both players have their town centers up at about the 7-minute mark, which is obviously quite late compared to what you can get up nowadays. I believe the fastest town center possible to get up for an Egyptian player is something like 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. You can have 2 town centers up with Set, I believe. With Ra, maybe a little bit later, going for a 4-minute advance time, probably looking more at like a 4:45 or a 5-minute town center on those situations. We do see the Centaur coming in, going to start trying to take down these villagers here. The Priests in here to try and defend. That Odysseus is going to start being incredibly annoying here as well, as I think that Magic's kind of spearman that he did have was picked off at some point. We see the classic Magic. He's putting all his villagers over onto wood, going to gather all the wood he needs in order to get himself pickaxe. What upgrades do you actually have? Pickaxe, Shadoof, everything else here. Player still trying to push in here and get some damage done. Taking down that barracks would be really, really good, but the tower here is helping out quite a bit, doing a lot of damage to that Hippoclone. It's probably going to get picked off as well, as the Wadjet now coming through to start harassing the Jason away here ever so slightly. And the farms are going to get sprayed up here. We didn't have an angry, bald Australian man yelling at the pros to build their farms in a nice, orderly fashion back in 2018 either. So this was a fairly common occurrence here for pretty much every single civilization, every single player. There wasn't really a clean farm builder back in the except for maybe Mister, but that was just in real life. I'm terrible. I'm a bad person. Someone send me home. Anyways, player still trying to push in. He's got himself an archer range. He's got himself a stable here. As the villagers pumping out of these locations, we will be seeing the Priest trying to push through here. As the Centaur almost gets knocked down. The Wadjet pulling back, going to be staying alive here for just a little bit longer, with the Odysseus sneaking in here and does manage to snipe down that Wadget there is the Spearman going to come through here, get a couple of jabs away at the Odysseus before pulling back. Do we see a Heroic Age in just yet? Armory still not up for Magic. He's in a really, really weird position right now. As he's not, I mean, he doesn't have his armory, but he's probably got the resources to advance here. So he's making some Spearmen out. Villagers finishing up with this hunt. Well, it's just starting on this hunt, I should say. No armory up just yet. We see a third or second stable coming up, a third military building coming up here for player. He's all across the map here, spreading all around. Still trying to put pressure in onto this gold mine right now. Is Magic coming down onto the bottom side of the map with those Spearmen. Spearmen do have 5.0 speed here in this game. So they are quicker than the Toxotes, not quicker than the Hippocon, as he does get spotted there, trying to move across the map looking for some raids. But he's going to get sent packing back to his home base here. Armory just about up as Magic is desperately wanting to advance to the Heroic Age. But in this situation, the problem which Magic is actually going to have going forward here is he needs to secure a gold mine, and he doesn't have really any advantage going for him right now. As we do see Hathor, it is getting clicked up. There is a world where probably just jumping everyone onto wood for the time being until he hits the Heroic Age is actually a good idea. As we see the Katoskopos just circling back and forth here as the units sitting idly, not idly by, but they're actually marching closer and closer to this location. We've got ourselves a 9 Spearmen here. Are we still seeing more Spearmen getting created is the big question. Yes, we are, but 9 Spearmen probably not going to be enough to hold this gold mine here as TSM players trying to push in here and get some good damage done. Towers do not have crenellations, but they do have the Tower Assessors, so they get that 10.4 damage per second instead of any less than that. And do we have ourselves Skin of the Rhino? No Skin of the Rhino just yet as the Spearmen trying to come through here. Those Toxotes are very, very scary for the Spearmen here on this fight, as the village is going to get pulled off of the gold mine, starting to shank away as best as they can as the priests do manage to snipe that centaur. No villagers going down just yet. Do we see Skin of the Rhino coming through back in patch 2.0? It was available in the temple, but not coming in. It has come in actually. 47% hack, 54% PS armor coming through. So those villagers are very, very tanky. Surprisingly, no attempt here from Magic to start empowering this this Migdol Stronghold, as the rock sitting above here, sitting at 4.5 speed. That unnerfed rock so absurdly strong here. As the Migdol Stronghold going to get shot up incredibly fast. The Toxotes trying to push forward, but they're not going to be able to really stop the Migdol. But it will get up. 900 HP only. Unit's going to be retreating back. Player has to pull away. His economy is looking relatively strong right now. He's put some good pressure on, but he hasn't really picked off a villager or much thus far. And it looks to me like Magic is going to be able to relatively stabilize here. But as this is all going on, we see the Heroic Age coming through for TSM player as he's going up through Apollo. And he's going to be utilizing some of that player magic that we've been seeing so much in like RTSL or Phoenix Reborn, all these kind of team game tournaments where he gets to use his very, very clever usages of Underworld to take out his opponent. But we'll be seeing those units. They're going to be retreating back ever so slightly here as player keeps trying to put some pressure on. We do see the rock here going to be flying around. It's got 7 Spearmen in it. Going to be able to drop those on some random villagers and get some villager kills here. The Odysseus not getting brought back to try and deal with that. A little bit surprising to see that. I think even back in 2018 that players were fairly aware that the counter to the rock for Greek is your ranged hero. But I guess player is just a little bit more concerned about the Batsukos potential that's going to be coming for him. As we do see Chariot Archers coming through. Beautiful micro here from Magic, pulling back his cavalry here, trying to get a little bit of damage done as the Spearmen do drop onto this location. We're seeing those villagers attempting to retreat away, but the majority of those will be getting picked off here. You would have to assume, as units pushing player all the way back home. Player hits the Heroic Age now through Apollo. More villagers coming out, more buildings getting placed down here for player, trying to keep his base nice and defensive here, as the Manticore on this location should actually be able to deal with all of those Spearmen by itself here. As the Spearmen are going to be pulling back over here, and the rock does come over, looking like, oh, what is he doing with that one? Not sure. The units here for Magic, searching around for something to Locust here. He does have that God Power still remaining, so he's going to be wanting to pick off a bunch of villages if he can. And Locust was a little bit different way back in 2017 or 2018. We'll see how that's going to go, what that's going to look like. The Pharaoh does get sniped down on this location over here as the villagers coming through. There's the Locust. It's a huge spread of Locust onto this position here. It's going to take down so many farms, villages, really hurting players' economy here. But doesn't go after the villagers here on this in this one. Like, imagine this location getting Locust and getting all of those villager kills. But we'll see how it's all going to go as that third town center just about up. But what this probably means is that, yeah, player can go heroic age, or mythic age, I should say, and he is going up through Hephaestus. We see Magic going for the fortified town centers first. Economic upgrades here. He's got himself quarry, irrigation, hand axe, and husbandry. So in a really good position there. As the cavalry attempting to retreat back, we do see Magic now pushing forward onto this location over here where players trying to keep an eye on this town center, preventing Magic from stealing it or anything. But the Hephaestus is going to come in. He's got 3 villagers on the favor. I can't exactly remember. It looks like it's a 35 favor cost Forge of Olympus, which does... I mean, I'm not sure exactly if it's 75% if this was nerfed Forge of Olympus or not. As the fortress going to be coming up on this location over here as villagers trying to push forward for Magic as he wants to grab this town center for himself here. You've got to be a little bit careful. Fortress going down on this location. Even if you were to win this fight, get the town center up, the fortress here is going to be spewing out Heliopolis straight onto your town center. It's probably going to fall very quick as Magic... still pushing forward. He's got those siege works or siege towers there as the Mythic Age comes through for player, drops down his Plenty Vault. Immediately going to be grabbing himself that Forge of Olympus here, you'd have to assume. Has he got only 2 armories? Looks like he's not grabbing it quite just yet. But there will be a scary unit coming very shortly out of that town center. The Bellerophon coming through. Just like in Greek mythology, Patch 2.0, Bellerophon was known for being able to solo an infinite amount of archers. He is an incredibly, brutally strong heroic Mythic Age unit for the Zeus player before he broke his wings and got a little bit old. Can't do the jumpy jumps as well there anymore. But we do see the Son of Osiris is now coming through for Magic, so that might be a little bit of a difficult thing for player to deal with. He does still have Ceasefire though, and I think the idea of using Ceasefire to grab this town center is actually probably not a bad one here for player coming through, as the Forge of Olympus is now getting researched. Bellerophon sitting idly by here for the time being as the village is going to be shanking down that siege tower. Nice play there, does prevent the fortress from getting taken out as the Heliopolis sitting here. He does have Ceasefire, right? He does have Ceasefire, so could have used it over here. As the siege tower coming through here, we do see the villagers popping through, going to start shanking down the siege tower yet again as the heavy chariots are in on this location. The Bellerophon, where is he sending it? It's coming in onto this location here as the Mummy coming in. The Mummy will be able to snipe down that Colossus there as the Bellerophon jumps straight in onto the Son of Osiris. Beautiful turnaround there from Magic, but the Bellerophon does just manage to sneak out of that. Nice garrison micro there from Magic into the siege tower, as we do see Migdol Stronghold coming down on this position to try and hold on to this town center. The town centers are actually really close together, and you can see Magic here already starting to spam out the mercenary cavalry from that location there. You can see they train incredibly fast on patch 2.0. They got really high stats, 247 HP, 40% hack, 44% pierce. You see the Hippocon pushing forward here. Going to start taking those units out. We do see the Bellerophon coming through here. Oh, misses. Little bit drunk. Too long at the tavern. Needs to get his senses back. But 5 seconds isn't that long. As Bellerophon can just jump back in here yet again. I think it's 5 seconds. Hang on, let me just make sure I'm not telling a lie. No, it's 15 seconds. So it was nerfed. It was nerfed in 2.0. No worries. Is Bellerophon going to come back in onto this location, still trying to get in to take this Son of Osiris down. Player still hasn't... Oh, beautiful garrison micro from Magic, dodging the Bellerophon jump there into the siege tower. You don't see that all too often. Champion Chariots coming through there for Magic, as he is still attempting to deal with that Bellerophon. as best as he possibly can. As Bellerophon going to be moving through, does get another jump onto that Son of Osiris. They're slowly dwindling down that HP. We still haven't got any upgrades onto those Hippocons. They're just continuing to pile through onto this location. We do see the villagers coming through to shank down that Heliopoli really, really quickly here. I think there may have been a change from this patch, which was a reduction in villager damage versus siege, because it just was kind of crazy obnoxious back in the day. And I think that's the reason that Heliopoli died so quickly here. As the Son of Osiris trying to get some good damage done from afar. He does do 60 hacks, so he's doing crazy amounts of damage onto the Heliopoli. As we do see the Heliopoli getting one shot off from that Son of Osiris, and Magic has taken incredibly good care of this Son of Osiris thus far. As I say that, the Hippocon trying to come through here, not going to be able to do all too much. We move over here, we do see, look at the villagers over here. They come through, drop a storehouse down. He's going to start dropping some side buildings. We've got side buildings coming down over here, 4-player as well. A really, really unique idea, I guess, from player. As he drops the storehouse down, we do see the villagers coming through over here, going to be pushing them back. As player, he's not going to be able to do all too much there, running all the way back home. Normally, nowadays, we just see someone sending 1 or 2 villagers forward and just spamming buildings down, rather than trying to steal their opponent's wood lines. As we are still seeing more units coming through. Take a look at the population here. Magic sitting at full population. Player is a little bit behind at 119 or 140. He still has Ceasefire. He still has Underworld. And the upgrades, they are coming through slowly for player, but I'm sure Magic is also going to be getting himself some, as we do see a catapult coming through, going to start flinging at the fortress. Meanwhile, we got a blue dot over here as the chariot archers coming through to start taking down the villagers of player, as well as the donkey caravan, the trade route over here. With this is the most matches, maybe the original Matrius market from player. Right here. I mean, same too for Magic. Both players in a bit of a funny one with the market there, but catapult starting to take down the fortress over here, and it will be able to finish that one off. 17 HP remaining. That's enough there to take down the fortress, as now player is going to have to retreat back. Looks like the villagers are walking forward, and the ceasefire does get dropped. Townsend are going to get grabbed. I actually think that this should have been a play that player did a while ago, because 1 minute of downtime here is a big win for the Zeus player to get fully popped and get all of his upgrades in and feeling like he's in a good position. But I like this play here from Magic. Immediately dropping walls here. He's going to be able to get himself out of catapult, slot it in onto this location, and start smacking against the settlement over here. Beautiful play as we see the chariot archer sneaking off into the corner. As another villager sneaking back in onto this location over here. Is he going to just start chopping? What is this decision? He comes back and he starts chopping it over here. Just throw a building down or something. Obviously, play doesn't have that much economy in this game, as more buildings going to be getting thrown down. Military academies coming down for player. He doesn't have any real ability to make siege because he has lost his fortress. There's more hoplites coming through here. No myrmidons. You do see the fortress going to come down as fast as possible, as the Heliopoli is in to try and take down the walls and everything else. Bellerophon flying through there to finish off that cavalry, as that'll fall down to the town center fire fairly shortly there. As in this corner, we do see the Hippocon coming in. We do have Spirited Charge here as well for player, so he's going to be able to chase those chariots down. The chariot's going to get taken down. Magic pulls them right into the corner there to fall, as we've got some barracks getting thrown up over here, walls getting placed down. Magic starting to get into his late game. If you guys aren't aware, Magic wasn't just a supremacy god. He was also an incredibly strong deathmatch player as well. So his late game was almost unmatched. There's a couple of deathmatch players who probably could take a game off him, but for the most part, he won the majority of his series in the deathmatch scene as well. As Bellerophon flies in, going to be taken down the catapult. Kind of in order to stop this as Egyptian, you need to go towers. And then we are starting to see Magic throw that up. Get like a couple of towers with crenellations on this location, and you're able to take down the Bellerophon fairly quickly. Throw down a couple of siege works, and then train the catapults after the Bellerophon gets taken out in a way, or just as it's about to go down. It's very, very challenging to make it work. Easier said than done, as the walls over here almost get finished off, but the Hippocon do come through to deal with this. There's some spearmen popping out here for Magic, trying to deal with everything over there. And this Migdol stronghold will be going down as player is slowly starting to stabilize here, it would seem. As the army pushing through here, still making mercenary. They train so fast. And Magic's trade route is absurdly strong right now. He just hasn't got himself the Pharaoh empowering it, so he's probably sitting fairly low on the economy here. There's the catapult sitting back, going to start continuing that siege on this location. But with the Migdol falling, got to be a little bit careful. Do we see the Bellerophon? It is sitting at 99% here. It trains relatively fast. I say relatively fast, but it's 27 seconds, so nearly half a minute. So pretty slow. Every time you kill that, you gotta rebuild it. 400 resources, and that's a lot of villages that don't get trained as well. As the I think it's 2 villages, I guess. They could have gotten trained there. As the Bellerophon does pop out, Son of Osiris getting closer and closer to getting picked off. As the Bellerophon just simply jumps in, takes down one catapult, going to pull back. After he takes that out, the Son of Osiris sitting in this watchtower, not really being able to do all too much. Fortified Town Center does have masons, but still no architects coming in just yet. As Bellerophon runs back, going to run forward. It's relatively soon, I imagine. Once the recharge time is back in here, going to take down that catapult. If we take a look at players' perspective here, he's sitting at 153 of 160 population, so he's still in a decent position here. He really can't be losing the town center just yet. As he pulls back yet again, one more catapult to go down. We got ourselves 9 villagers currently repairing the town center. As that seems like it's going to be barely enough to stop the catapult here from taking him out. As the Bellerophon going to be moving through, does jump over, does hit the catapult, takes the catapult down. Another catapult replaces it in its stead here. As we do see that immediately getting targeted down again by player. Good play there. He's also still got this side build over here. So when things start getting a little bit more calm for player, he's going to be able to start thinking about hitting some side builds. Looks like the villager that was in on this location did get sniped down, was picked off. As the Heliopoli are going to be taking down the watchtower and everything else. We see the Colossus coming in onto this position over here as the Bellerophon does end up falling. And now the Son of Osiris sitting at next to no HP. 25 HP remaining, 22 HP remaining, 18 HP remaining. There was 5 Toxotes there. If player was paying attention, he could have sniped it. But it's just going to pull back. It's still going to be a little bit more annoying, but in a fight, it's not going to be that useful. Are we going to see him pick up the relic? What is the relic here? If I can select it. Titan's Treasure. Definitely should pick that up. Cheaper Titan. Definitely worth it here, but looks like player is going to take Magic is going to take this opportunity to take the Son of Osiris out of this location, start empowering the market. There is no real advantage to a Son of Osiris empowering the market over a Pharaoh empowering the market, apart from the fact that the Pharaoh is going to be a little bit more healthy because it'll be full HP, and the Son of Osiris is potentially going to be able to stop some sort of a Colossus push through here with his stronger attack. So keeping it alive for that sort of a possibility is a good idea as well. As the Colossus starting to come through, for player is slowly munching his way through this map as another Bellerophon coming through here, and Magic is looking like he is slowly but surely losing his grip in this game, but villagers do manage to make their way through. Look at this sneaky play from Magic. He's got himself a transport ship over here. He's dropping a Migdol stronghold onto this location as the villagers trying to get the walls up over here. Going to be getting shanked down though, losing those villagers, but wouldn't be a bad idea for Magic to just send a ton of villagers through this transport ship in onto this location and just spam units, as we do see an underworld passage finally coming down here for TSM player in the 26th minute. He's going to be going straight after this fortified towns, and we see the mercenary coming through, but is it too little, too late to defend this, as we've also already got military buildings set up on this position. He's got the temple down. We've got Silver Colossus in here as the Heliopoli are going to be taking this down. This is going to completely stop the trade route of Magic right now, but so too is the trade route stopped over here for player. So player has to reposition this. He could chuck the market down like over here, or chuck a market down over here, or simply just put the market in this corner and trade to the town center here. Lots of different options here as the town center does end up falling, and now player is going to take this opportunity to retreat back and go after the other town center here. Beautiful jumps through this underworld, really showing how smart and interesting you can utilize the limited amount of population that you actually have here to hit multiple different locations and cause so many problems for your opponent here. As we see a Migdal Stronghold coming up, do we see any mummies? We do have a mummy at full population, sitting at 99% here, but Magic's full population, so he can't get it out just yet. More walls coming up onto this location for Magic. He's unrelenting in stopping this trade route over here. Did we see a market thrown up just yet? It looks like the trade can still move through on this location, but the market was deleted, and now he's coming over here. So a very, very inefficient trade route now for player. We'll see if it's going to be a problem for him or not, as the watchtower is starting to come through over here to control this town center, as the third town center over here is just about to fall. It looks like the Colossus is going to get taken down by these mercenary at this point, as the villagers coming in to repair this one. Player not quite able to stop this, as we see some Heliopoli coming through, but there's a lot of units over here. Potentially, the better play would be to jump back through this underworld and go straight into the hometown and potentially taking down some houses and everything else, as we do see a siege works coming up here for Magic to try and take down this town center at this point. As look at this trade route now. It's gone from 64 gold to what looks to be 24 gold, a huge downgrade from his trade route before. As Magic's economy going to be absolutely gigantic here. The villagers now coming through, going to attempt to stop this town center. There are still some Toxotes over here, as they're going to immediately start dealing with the laborers, shanking down the town center. But we do see a catapult coming out. The whole idea of this sacrifice is to get the catapult out, to throw a boulder at this town center to prevent that one from coming up for a little bit. But the town center on the front is just about to go down, as player is completely strangling Magic with his Hephaestus Zeus at this point here, as the town center just about to pop for player. The catapult will not come out, and look at this. Player can actually steal these farms, and it's exactly what he's going to be doing here. As the hoplites coming through to start taking down the siege works, we've got the Heliopoli coming through onto this position as well. And what else can Magic do at this point? He's trying to throw up siege works over here. Does he have any sort of attack coming through? We've got a Juggernaut here to take down the stone wall. Magic's trying to push through over on this location. Maybe he's going after this town center, the market over here potentially. But now the town center is getting under attack. This location getting cleared up. We've got some siege in this siege works, not doing all too much, as it does pop out. Immediately going to get taken out here. As where is TSM player going to go next? Siege works over here just about complete, but villagers getting cleaned up over here by the mummies that have popped out. Where's the Bellerophon at this point here for TSM player to use on this location to take out those catapults? We've got those mummies here as well, which are a little bit of a scary unit if your name's a Colossus over here. If we take a look at Magic's perspective, plenty of resources in the bank at this point. And the mummy will immediately finish off that catapult. Now we got, sorry, that Colossus. We got 3 catapults here now for TSM player. It's the army coming through for TSM player to deal with these catapults, trying to keep this town center alive. There's not that many villagers over here at this moment, but what player can do, and it's not an awful move, is to just sack this town center in a way to grab the forward town center. And that looks like exactly what he's going to be doing, as he's now moving over here, going to be looking to try and snipe down some of this trade route. But the mercenary cavalry coming through here, these are going to be Magi mercenary cavalry, so they will be able to chase down those Toxotes. They will be able to pick them off. We see the Toxotes is going to be trying to move over here, potentially take down the Son of Osiris on the market over there, on the trade location. As you've got some more military academies coming up. Bellerophon going to be taking down one mummy over here, as it's a very, very difficult unit to deal with. There's more mercenary coming in. We've got towers coming up on this position here for Magic. As what's he doing with this siege works over here? We see a lumber camp getting dropped down on this position. Will we be seeing any market getting attempted to put back in this corner here is the big question. There is like another location, which a little bit of a weird location, which Magic can go for, or player can go for, with the market here trading all the way back to this spot here. Wouldn't be a bad idea either, as it looks like the underworld getting targeted down. It gets repaired very, very quickly on these locations in this patch, because I don't know, just the repair rate's kind of random because it doesn't have any cost. The underworld is a free thing to repair. So he comes in, he repairs it. We'll see how it's all gonna end up going, as the Heliopoli does get taken out. Colossus trying to move in to take out the catapult here, as the laborers do manage to path block that beautifully, as the mummy snipes down the Colossus, as the underworld patch is getting closer and closer to falling here, as Player decides, yep, it's time to just take out the trade. He's got 4 town center advantage. The next step in finishing off an Egyptian Ra who's got a ton of trade is to cut off the trade route. So if he breaks down this location, sends villagers forward here, and starts spamming military buildings through on this location here, he should be in a good spot. This player going to be getting his town center back, or Magic going to be getting his town center back up. He's still got plenty of economy, so he's got a lot of different options. He just doesn't have a whole lot of population to play with, so he has to slowly inch his way back into this game. And as the underworld is taken out, if he cleans up all these buildings, re-walls this all up, he should be in a good spot here to move on. So you do see the Heliopoli moving down onto the bottom corner of the map. What else are we seeing happening here? This dock over here getting cleaned up is some technologies coming through for player to brighten up the map here. He gets himself signal pigeons? Carrier pigeons. He gets himself carrier pigeons and signal fires as the town center is now up for Magic. He's back up to his 140 population here in this game. As the catapult going to get taken down over here. Lots of catapults here. He's got himself 5 to take down the town center on this location. As the catapult over here going to be getting cleaned up. We do see the mummy going to be getting cleaned up as well. Will this town center fall as player is trying to put all of the pressure through to take out this trade route over here? It might be a little bit too much of a commitment, as losing this town center is actually quite a big deal, because Magic is going to be able to start spamming mercenary in on here and start spamming towers through. So we'll see if this commitment here from player is going to be worth it or not. As he sends the Heliopoli through, more buildings getting put up on this location. Here we've got the military academy coming down. How's player's economy looking at this point, actually? He's got plenty of food, plenty of wood, needs a better market. He hasn't placed the market back anymore. He could put a market here as well. Imagine if he just moves in over here and chucks the market in this corner as well, for example. Magic on the other hand, plenty of food, plenty of wood. Basically just going full food wood units here at this point, as all of those catapults are getting cleaned up. More catapults coming out though, as the final side building here getting finished up. And this is the never give up, never surrender attitude that Magic has. He's trying to rebuild the market over on this corner here with the Son of Osiris to keep the trade flowing here. Right on that corner is actually improving the trade route after all is said and done, as the market here with 1680 HP plus all of that armor stays alive for a very, very long time against these Heliopoli, but he does manage to take it down. Looks like the market won't get up in time, so Magic is going to have to fix that when he can, as Monument to the Pharaoh is actually coming through now for Magic, so he can start getting even more mummies out to deal with the Colossus that are coming through. As you do see an attempt at a market getting placed back up in that corner as the villager comes through. Will it get in there? No, it will not. The Migdol perfectly placed by Magic to finish off the villager that sneaks in there. Nice play. Townsend are going to be coming back up for players. He's still trying to figure out a way to put Magic out of his misery, as the Son of Osiris looks like it will go down here. 8 HP. One more shot. No, 2 more shots. 3 HP remaining. As it does pull back over here, can try and take down those hoplites. Magic cares for this Son of Osiris more than any other unit here. 3 HP is like, nah, I don't want it to die. It's too useful. It's too good. As the town center coming up, we do see a couple more villagers coming through here as the hoplites going to clean up this siege works. Do we have boiling oil on this position? No boiling oil, so 1 hoplite can actually take out this Migdol stronghold. But it looks like the Heliopoli have managed to push through over here. While the market is up, it's probably not going to be a good idea for Magic to continue the trade route there. He can move it over here, which he has done. But that's still going to get cleaned up very soon, as the Son of Osiris does finally get taken down, as its life and its duties will be forever remembered. More military buildings coming up here for player, as he's still trying to work out how to do this. But look at this, Magic now able to start getting himself the town center back. How is he able to afford all of this? I mean, obviously he's got a metric shit ton of camel caravans, but this is where things get very, very dangerous for the Egyptian players. You see this time and time again for Ra players. Chemo in particular as well as a couple of other Ra players who are playing. If you watch them play, there's this moment in a game where you're spamming off of 2 town centers, mercenary for so long, losing villages over and over again, that the 80 villages that you once had ends up dropping down, and then all of a sudden, you've got 20 villages left. You've got 50 trade caravans, but you've got 20 villages left, and you just can't continue going in these games. So we'll see if this is going to be a problem here for Magic, as if we take a look at his town center, he is building villages out of this location here, so he should be able to be fine where that's concerned, but still going to be a very scary thing moving forward in this one, as the market is up now for player, but I think he might have to retask his trade route here, because it's going to continue to go back and forth. Yeah, it will. You have to retask the market when it's up. There is no mummy upgrade for those mummies. What is the upgrade actually? It's a reduction in special ability, right? Mummy. Oh, it's just hit points. Probably not that worthwhile. It's probably better to just get another mummy, in all honesty, than spend the extra favor on the upgrade, because your mummy is going to get one hit by the Bellerophon anyways, or by if you actually aren't microing it, by the Heracles. More towers coming up. They are guard towers, but no baluster towers here for Magic just yet. As we do, look at this. I love this. Look at this play here from player. 4 villages inside the Heliopoli, as the Cold Colossus is going to come in to help clean up this corner. We do see the villagers coming through. They're going to try and take down the Heliopoli here. Not only this, look at the bonus damage coming through for TSM players. He's microing this so hard on that location, as now we've got some axemen getting mixed in with those mercenary to break through the Toxotes over here, as it looks like Magic is able to start setting up on this town center. He's getting closer and closer to being able to be back in this game. Getting back in this game is going to be absolutely crazy. I mean, the score is still very, very close. I think the big mistake here right now for player is he hasn't restarted his trade route. He's sending a couple of donkey caravans over here. He is training donkey caravans as well, because he doesn't have that much gold in the bank. I'm sure he's sitting at 160 or 160 population, but he's just getting pushed back all over the place. We do see more buildings getting thrown up on this corner here, as TSM player going to try and break through the markets that are over here. A couple of mummies coming in to try and take down that gold colossus over here. As 21 HP Heliopoli, got to be a little bit careful with that one, as the villagers do notice it, and they do take it down immediately there. Nice play from Magic. As still more pushing coming in, and Magic is going to yet again attempt to grab this town center back with the help of those mercenary, the chariot archers, the axemen, and everything else. You're starting to kind of see why in patch 5.0 a certain unit got a certain nerf, and a lot of it does come down to that train time that's coming through here for Magic. These mercenary are training incredibly fast compared to nowadays. I think maybe they're not. Maybe it's still 4 seconds. I don't actually know. But he's still able to get out just so many mercenary here and able to hold on. But TSM player, he still hasn't restarted his trade. He's probably got too many units on economy here because of that fact. And player is now going to be back into a position which he fought so hard to get an advantage on. As Magic gets his town center up, we do see the gold colossus coming through here. We've got these mummies still ready to help defend over here. As now the town center is up, and Magic can slowly but surely start pushing through here with guard towers. And we do see the mummy going to come in and be able to take down both of these 2 gold colossus. They only cost 25 favor, but it's a big investment nonetheless with that 400 gold. 400 gold, ladies and gentlemen. This is I think they were slowly nerfed, or not nerfed, buffed. Colossus was slowly buffed to have 300 gold, but in all honesty, I think them sitting at 400 gold is a good idea. They're so busted. I think Greek needs a nerf. Not for this game, but I like the idea of Gold Colossus being 400 gold. Don't you guys? Don't you guys? TSM player still hasn't fixed that trade. It's really hard to know that kind of stuff is going on. It's like intrinsic. You just assume that the donkey caravans would realize that there's a better trade, a better market to go to, but they just don't. They get set on their loop, and then they don't fix it until they have to fix it. Until the game tells them they have to fix it. And the only time that is if the marker gets deleted. And so Mummy does hold off on that location. Yet again, there is a pretty brutal spot here, which player could set up here with a fortress and some Petropoli over there to hold with some towers and things like that. But that's maybe a little bit too unlikely, as you do see player still trying to push through on this location. He's still setting up. He's got walls everywhere. Military Academy coming through. As Magic is basically full chariots at this time. Is he still producing villagers? Yes, he is trying to get all of his villagers back to spam buildings everywhere. Never getting caught in that position of not having workers to build buildings for him, to gather resources for him and everything else. There's another gold Colossus coming in. We do see Magic is very, very aware of this. He's already onto it. That Colossus is wandering around and getting chased down by the speedier Mummy. 4 speed, much more than 3 speed. As the Mummy says, hello and goodbye. So many resources lost to those special abilities of the Mummies. You've got to get the Bellerophon out, as you are seeing that one coming in. And deal with all the Mummies first, and then kind of do like a Colossus play or something. Maybe like a side temple. We got a lighthouse, ladies and gentlemen. As the Colossus is moving forward to take down that town center. And what I mean by like a Colossus play is you make like 3 or 4 Colossus and then you go. And that way the Mummy's not able to stop it fast enough in a way. Look at how much line of sight he sees now. He sees all of this space. He still can't tell that there's a Colossus coming until it's on the town center. Player still trying to break through on this spot, but I mean, every little bit of pushing through here is going to be a good idea. Trying to get to that trade, trying to strangle Magic a little bit, but he's just got so much trade. It doesn't even matter. Like, you double click here, I only click 29. There's 30 trade caravans there, plus maybe another extra, I'd say another extra 15 or even 20. I'd be interested to see exactly how many trade caravans he's got there. As more guard towers coming up on this position over here. We see the Colossus does end up going down over here. Do we see more Colossus coming out of this spot? Yes, we do. As the Bellerophon going to come in and attempt to take down the Mummy over here. As more towers coming up, and Magic is slowly but surely pushing in to players' front town center here. Setting up these catapults, getting ready to start making his own catapults. What did I say? Setting up his towers to get ready to set up his catapults so he can take down this town center. See how it's all going to go. Player over here is setting up some military academies on the bottom side of the map. He's got military buildings everywhere. A fortress coming down over here as well. If we take a look at players' economy, he's got plenty of economy here. So he should start thinking about... Oh, is he still making trade? He is still making trade. Delete the market! I mean, it's... you can't tell him what to do. He's already done it. He's already done it. More Mummies coming through. Do we see any Colossus coming out of this location? Not just yet. Hoplites coming in, though, trying to take this down. Villager's going to be able to repair this one back up to full HP. No real problems where that's concerned. There's some TSM player units swinging around the back to try and take down the Mummy and everything else here. The catapult will be able to start taking down this fortified town center. Finally, we see Magic get some sort of an advantage going in this game as the mercenary coming through to take down these units as best as they can. Villagers going to be shanking down the Heliopolis as these villagers have to pull off that fortress to repair the town center back up. Obviously, losing that would be absolutely disastrous here in this game. As the Mummy does come through. We've got the Petropolis starting to get taken down in this position over here, though, by that one Mummy. It does end up getting taken down. Maybe you could get some sort of a wall push over here or something like that as the Petropolis is going to come through and try and hold on over here. But it looks like that the catapults have got their siege engineers now. A little bit of extra damage coming through. The fortified town center will end up falling here as Magic is now getting himself a tangible advantage in this game. He is fully set up economically. He's got everything he needs to. All these buildings are going to be getting picked off slowly but surely by Magic, as also the mercenary cavalry come through to take out all of the catapults and everything else here. As the guard tower ends up going down. These back two fortresses are going to go down as well, following this all. Now the villagers coming in. Guard towers getting thrown up over here as the villagers will be repairing this one up as best as they possibly can here. As the Cowbolts do manage to take that down, we see the towers going up. We've got no. You know, a player's given up when they start making Peltast. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's a 5.1 damage Peltast, dealing an extra 300% bonus damage versus archers. So they technically deal 20 damage per second against a champion chariot, which might seem like a lot when you, before you realize the champion chariots, they've got nearly 50% PS armor, nearly 50% PS armor, 41% PS armor, and they have 20 range. So, I mean, if you also take a look at the PS armor of a Peltast, it's only got 20% base PS armor. So, in the end, the chariots just beat them in kind of a one-on-one duel as it is. I think the only other option here for a player to go for is like a back wonder or something. But in the end here, I think Magic is going to be able to continue pushing through. The lighthouses are coming up everywhere here. As we do see a fortress going down though for Magic, as we've got 4 mummies over here for Magic on this location. But the lighthouse will end up coming through. Just to throw insult to injury, I think it takes 145 seconds to build a lighthouse with 1 villager. It's a very, very long time. As the Gold Colossus going to come through here. Start looking for a little bit of damage. Trying to hold on this location as best as he can. We've got a Myrmidon. We're going to try and see if he can solo a town center by himself. I'm not sure he's going to be able to. So Mummy does manage to take down that Gold Colossus before the tower goes down. Does end up falling as this other lighthouse is going to come down very, very shortly. Some more buildings coming up for players. He's desperately trying to break himself back into this game. We'll see if he's going to make a comeback of some variety as the fortress comes down over here. I think we do see that the market finally gets deleted, finally gets restarted. I think the only real way that player is going to be able to make any sort of comeback here is if he goes for like a delete a ton of villages kind of strat. And just makes like 4 Colossus into this temple and this temple over here if he can. It looks like he doesn't have the favor or the gold at this point, one of the two. And then goes for a really quick attack onto this town center, try and tear it down and get 3 town centers to 3 town centers here. Has to be the only way back in. You're not going to be able to stop this. We just see the Bellerophon. Look at that 1 hitting a mummy, 3 hitting with his javelin, and the 3rd mummy going down very quickly after this, you'd have to assume, as it does start retreating, but it will end up falling nonetheless. As even after after Bellerophon gets snared, no, he's not quite able to get in there, and he does end up getting picked off. Nice play by Magic, keeping his mummy alive for the time being. As more towers getting set up over here. Do we see any attempt at going after this trade route? Not just yet. Trying to break through that wall over there. As player setting up on this location with a wall and a fortress. Absolutely love that. As the Petropolis going to be swinging in here, this might be the play to help him survive in this game. You have to remember that player's economy is actually completely fine here. He's got tons of economy. And here's the thing. As Greek, if you've got tons of economy, you can delete your villages or send them forward and try and build buildings and get some advantage there. Once you drop down to no villages, just rebuild them, no problems. We do see some villagers coming in onto this location as it looks like Magic has noticed what is coming up here as guard tower is ending up coming through. We'll be seeing the walls attempting to... we'll be attempting to get built up here as fast as possible as the fortress is almost up here for TSM players. It's going to be a really, really big fortress. Do we have any siege here? We do have a siege tower coming through. A catapult is queued up out of this siege works as this one will be through to start taking down the fortress. It's only getting 2,000 HP here thus far. Take a look at Magic's gold here. He's still got 1,500 in the bank, so he's basically sitting on infinite gold at this moment here, is now it's seeing player using this opportunity to attempt to get this town center back as his fortress is up. Villagers trying to take down the catapult over here as this other Petropolis will be able to make its way through. Here we've got the boiling oil actually helping out quite a bit here to take down the laborer that are inside this location at the moment, but the fortified gate mummies coming through to clean up those villages, as well as we do see a handful of Colossus coming through here. He can attempt to take a different location down as the two mummies are over here. They're going to be maybe marching over to take this one out as the villagers attempting to get the town center back up as best as they can as the distraction is in. Do we see villagers getting trained? Yes, we do. Player knows he needs villagers back now after all is kind of said and done here. He's got 6 on food, 9 on wood at this point. These siege towers trying to break through on this location over here, not quite able to make that work there as the catapult does manage to come in, will be able to prevent everything from happening, but the Colossus managed to come back over onto this town center. The two mummies are in hot pursuit, however, but he hasn't noticed it just yet as the town center getting closer and closer to falling as the siege tower is trying to break through this side build over here. The mummy's not paying attention here in the slightest as this town center is still trying to get back up. We do see the catapult goes down. More villagers coming through over onto this location as the double Petropoli are in here. And now Magic will be losing this town center, it seems, as the catapult coming through. They're not targeting down the right building over here. Two mummies are in, going to immediately target down two Colossus over on this location, but the town center does end up falling as TSM player manages to equalize the town centers for the time being here. Will he be able to get his town center back up over here in the meantime or not? Will Magic just simply be able to rebuild this without any real problems here is the real question. He doesn't have any Pharaoh over on this position just yet, but player does manage to cause a little bit of issues coming forward here in this game. These Petropolis are getting taken out on the top, so no siege available moving forward, but player now going to be sending his Petropolis in, trying to get in onto that town center as fast as he can to prevent it from coming back up. The Myrmidon coming through here. He's only got himself 7 or 8 villagers on this town center. A couple of sitting idle over here as Magic's town center is getting shot back up, manages to get it up. No problems here for Magic. The question is going to be, has there been enough time bought here for TSM player to get his town center up or not? The catapult rolling forward here. 25 HP remaining. Town center gets denied yet again as player is not able to get himself his town center back up just yet. He does manage to take down the catapult, but not before another boulder goes flying through the air there. We do see player continuing to cause problems over here, going for some side push over on this location while everything is happening. We see the siege tower getting taken down over there as player is attempting his best late game session he can muster here against the power that is late game Ra, and we'll see if he's going to make it work, continuing to cause a lot of very, very big problems for Magic in this game. As the Bellerophon is back out, the units sitting on this town center trying to prevent this one from coming up. More towers coming down here for player as he is going to be attempting to slow push with his towers to deal with those mercenaries, stronger Greek army units and everything else. As we do see some more hoplites coming through over on this location. All the buildings have mostly been taken out over here as the walls coming through. The catapult trying to push through. We do have the units coming over as a defense for Magic. As the tower is up, these siege towers over here, not going to be able to do all too much. As the guard towers, they will be able to take down these mercenary cavalry very, very fast here. We still haven't seen Magic going for all too much in terms of side builds and everything. You could get back over here and deal with this. There is still a whole bunch of wood in this corner over here. All of the side builds that Magic has done have been thwarted. He could throw a dock up over here, get that transport ship coming back up yet again if he so chooses. With this side build getting dealt with, Axeman going to be picking off those champion Myrmidon fairly easily. Myrmidon not the best against champion Axeman at all. I don't even think they get a special against the Axeman. Yeah, they don't get a special against Axeman or throwing Axeman for that matter. As the town center still trying desperately to get back up, but player just has not been able to do it just yet as the Bellerophon will be able to fly in here. We do have villagers coming back in up onto this location over here to set up a whole bunch of trade and everything else over here. as best as possible. Got the walls coming up here. The villager does spot this though, as Magic is very aware of exactly how he could potentially lose this game, and he is He's doing this very, very well here. He's keeping this off. We see some mercenary cavalry coming in to try and deal with this as best as possible. The town center now getting shot up here for player. Is there a catapult incoming? Yes, there is. Will it be in time, though, is the big question. 11 villagers on this town center, and he barely gets there. 300 HP remaining as the villagers coming forward for Magic. As Magic says, all right, I need to get in here. I need to throw towers up. I got to control this location a little bit more. As this wall does not quite get set up, the villager's going to be retreating back here. Player can continue to send villagers forward here as those mercenary get picked off. Just continue every minute. Just go, right, send more villagers in. Keep on trying to throw those walls up in the corner there. We do see the catapult getting taken down over here, as the Colossus going to be cleaning up some of those units on this position there. Town center still trying to get thrown up, but with catapult still being alive here, it's just a little bit too slow. These catapult here, this defense that player is mustering is really, really strong. Towers, Petropolis, but you kind of need some like archers or something as well to come in here, as we do see the mummy coming through. We'll snipe down that Colossus over there as well. Some more towers attempting to come up here, as we do see the villagers revisiting this location, as Magic says, look, I'm just going to throw some walls up, but he's too late. The wall's now going to come down for player, and maybe, just maybe, Magic won't notice this because this red line doesn't change on the mini-map. Whether or not you look there or not, you have to actually look at this corner. Meanwhile, we see the Migdol stronghold getting targeted down here by some champion Myrmidon to deal with this, to try and take down the market and everything else, as the catapult pushing through here, taking down the fortress and all the other good stuff in this middle of the map. The tower's getting thrown up here, and player, is he sitting at full population? He's sitting at full population, plenty of resources in the bank. Probably delete some trade as well to just get a little bit more here, as we do see the fortress is now coming down as the walls are set up, as the Petropolis hitting this location is going to be a real threat coming forward. But can player defend both at the same time is the big question, as this Migdol does get torn down there by the Myrmidon, but the Axemen come in time. They will deal with all of that. Do we see some more units coming through here for player? Not just yet, as the catapult's cleaning up all the hard work the player put to set up these towers. He's going to have to send some more villagers over here to spam some more towers in. If you take a look at player's gold, food and wood, though, he doesn't really have the resources, though he could buy some food for the time being. It's probably the way to do it. You just send the villagers forward, buy some food, spam the towers back up. Maybe you're going to be in a decent position there. Do we see a catapult coming out? Yes, we do. Catapult are already queued up over here to try and take down this fortress that has come up in this location. As player gets it down, he might try and wall this here, throw some towers down as well. I think getting a Bellerophon in on this position would be a real big help as well. Probably first before the Petropoli, or I mean, if you get them second, completely fine as well. Some more catapult going to be coming through here. The guard tower going to be getting taken down by the Colossus, as the mummies aren't coming through here all too fast. More towers attempting to come in for player, as the walls are now set up. The Petropolis is coming through. Like I said, Bellerophon in this position would be absolutely huge, but player hasn't really thought about that just yet, as he's attempting to get in here. We do see that the walls do get broken down very fast. Player are going to be losing his Petropolis, going to be losing his fortress, and Magic still not able to kind of break through on this location, even with his population advantage going forward. You do have to remember that player's been on this really weak trade route for quite some time. So even though he's up at town center at this point, he's probably going to have around about 10 to 15 population worth of trade above what player's got, because he's just super inefficient and he hasn't cleaned up that corner just yet. As the villagers trying to push forward here, going to take down the Bellerophon. We see some more buildings getting thrown down over here as the Bellerophon does go down. The villagers retreating back here, trying to break down this this wall on this location here. As the Axemen going to come in, we will be seeing player returning back over here, going to throw his wall back up, maybe throw a fortress back up on this location, be completely unrelenting at this point here. As the catapult still trying to break through here. We see the Colossus coming through to help out. There is a mummy in here already. And it looks like there has to be some sort of play here. Which player is going for? He's trying to take down the market on this location. Is he sitting full population at this moment? Yeah, no, he's not. He's not sitting full population at all. He's got 120 of 140 population here. What is he trying to do with his population? What is he trying to build at this point? He's not building anything out of here, making some Petropolis out of his fortress on that location here, trying to hold on to this spot here as Magic going to continue to send villagers forward, continue to put towers up over here. Still haven't got any sort of attempt at the trade route there, as a guard tower going to get dropped in onto this location first before the fortress goes down. As the unit's getting picked off over here. Magic, on the other hand, still sitting full population, still very low on the gold. Trade routes hitting at 1200 HP, gets repaired back up here as the Axemen going to try and break through these military academies. And we see Super Pacifist coming out as an answer for that. Nice idea there. As the Bellerophon coming in onto this position can start taking down villages. Bellerophon is actually the best raider in the game. Because he has the jump special, he's got the speed, he's got the damage. He basically one-hit a villager. These villagers have got, we can one-hit a villager. These villagers have got 54% pierce armor because they are skin of the rhino. So they have that going for themselves. As the catapult comes through here, we do see the villagers going to be retreating back as a temple going to get thrown up over here. A potential Colossus play wouldn't go astray here for player. As the Heliopoli pushing forward, going to try and take down the guard towers over here. As the town center is slowly but surely coming up. We do see that the oh, beautiful snipe there, jumping straight in, taking the mummy down before it even uses its special ability. As the villagers coming forward onto this location to try and take this town center down. We'll see if player can get this one up at any point here. The temple is now up over here. Is anything happening down on the bottom side of the map? Looks like answer is no here. As player, he still needs to basically desperately put towers up here. He's trying to get the town center up. I think the only real way you get this up is if you just take like 30 villages and try and throw it up as fast as you possibly can. Otherwise, put towers down first is a good way to make that work. Meanwhile, over here, the catapult trying to clean up these side builds as a champion. Myrmidon will come through and deal with that catapult very, very quickly. The town center trying to get back up. More catapult coming through as Magic's villagers coming in. And now we see the Pharaoh in. That's a great play there. That tower is going to go up so fast now. So the pressure is really, really mounting for player to hold on here. He needs his Bellerophon back here immediately. Is he making those Colossus just yet? No Colossus. This wall does get rebuilt, but can get taken down very quickly. And there's an easy way to sneak through this way as well. Let's look at these towers. We do see the Heliopoli coming through. More military buildings coming down for player, as there is just no giving up in this game here for these players thus far. This is some of the most resilience you'll see, as it does feel very, very hopeless for player, but he is trying everything in his power to get back into this game after losing his town center to a very pesky Magic, like something like 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago. This game is an absolute slog. As more guard towers coming up, the mummy going to clean up over here. We do see some villagers coming back in onto this location, going to throw the walls back down. As the Myrmidon going to come over here and deny these walls that are coming up. Nice play from player. He's never giving up on this. We do see some Myrmidon coming down on the bottom side of the map, as well as player trying to set up his walls. The Pharaoh is still here, still putting up more towers. We do not have ballista towers still at 1 hour and 2 minutes into the game. Such an important upgrade, as we are seeing some champion and pacifists coming through here to deal with this. But TSM player, what is he doing with his economy? He's still sitting, he's at full population. We do see that the donkey caravans are getting a little bit stuck here, as now the villagers are going to be getting this one thrown up. There's no siege in on this location just yet, as the fortress is going to come up over here. The mummy comes through, converting one villager into a minion there to take out the other villagers. A nice play where that's concerned, as the pharaoh, the villagers get the town center up. Magic is now 4 town centers to 2 town centers. He's going to have a significant population advantage now, up 40 population. He can even restart his trade route in the corner of the map. He can throw the trade over here if he so chooses to go from this location back to here. And he's going to have all the advantages moving forward as this fortress does get dealt with. And in that moment, player does tap out. What a slog, ladies and gentlemen. Magic was down to 1 town center in this game for a moment. And he just manages to hold on somehow, some way, where player goes for a trade cut. He gives the town centers back while doing it. And meanwhile, Magic just continues to push through. He takes everything from player while player was going for that trade cut. Player not able to defend both his town center and putting the pressure on there. Imagine had player been able to, he probably would have been able to win this game with all of those side builds he was doing. But Magic was, you got to give credit where credit's due. It's really hard to defend against this type of play that player is doing here. And Magic did it to an absolute T. Perfection in terms of defense here. So incredibly good games. If you guys enjoyed this one, want to see more of the older games, the really, really classic games of old, do let me know in the comment section below. If you're on the Twitch, hit the follow button. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.